again. Let's see here. Today is Sunday, January 31st, 2010, and I'm now going to kind of catch you up on where I'm at in the Guardian 10 book. Alright, let's see, the last time I think I talked to you, I was getting ready to write chapter 8, and I think I talked to you on Friday night about that, and here is Sunday. And things kind of went slow this weekend because, like I said, life sometimes gets in the way, and so it did. Let's see, what happened? Well, I had a lot of company in and out over the week, really busy. A lot of people visiting and dropping in and that kind of thing. So that took me away for several hours. And then, of course, having to go shopping and all the life things you have to do. So that kind of cut down on some of my time of getting to write, but that's okay. You have to have a break every once in a while anyways. Your legs get tired, your back gets tired sitting in one spot, and your eyes start to get a little tired of just seeing nothing but letters all day long. So, let's see, the last time I was getting ready to start 8, well, when I started to do that, I had told you I'd printed off some things and was going back and looking at it. When I did, I saw some things and I thought, ooh, I need to add this. Or as I was reading it through, I started writing in, like I said, some of the things that I felt needed to be added. And then that got me going back into the document again and adding some things in there, so that took more time. So that really kind of took time away. So again, like here is something that you might be able to see that shows where I had done some work, some writing. And I went back in and read it, and I thought, ooh, I might need to add this. So I did. So I added some things in some of the chapters before. So that took a lot of time. So I didn't really get to jump in on chapter 8 like I had planned. And again, as you can see, my outline, it is pretty busy. It started with red and having spaces between them, and I've added some things since then. And like I said, I've been going along and putting in dates and what chapters and stuff on the side so I can keep my timeline going well there. Let's see, when I started chapter 8, well, let's go back. I added chapter 7. I added a scene that I didn't actually have in the outline, so that, again, took a lot of time. That was alright. And then chapter 8 then did take some time to work through because I ended up with a lot of complex conversation and dialogue in there. And I really wanted people to get the idea of what was happening in that scene, and I wanted the flow and the feel to kind of get in there because it'll be important later on. So you have to take time, you know, with some things in order for it to flow and work out well later. And then, like I mentioned before, with my Guardian series, there's always secrets and stuff that are worked on throughout that, and there's riddles and things. So you want to write it in such a way that everybody just can't guess everything right off the bat, and then, you know, not really kind of have a surprise at the end. So I kind of have to watch how I write something, go in and rewrite it so it's not so obvious. Let's see. So it was interesting in that I did introduce more or less 2 characters here that I haven't had in the other books before. So 2 different ones. So that kind of was interesting to kind of bring them to life for this chapter 8. And then I started in on chapter 9. And with that one, again, there was a little more dialogue in there than I really was expecting. And so that took a little bit longer to write because I did have the characters, Jaden and Christopher went up to the upper realms, and they were up there doing a little bit of work and meeting with some people and talking, and they kind of stayed up there a couple days. So, you know, I had to kind of do some reminiscing from the past with them during that period of time. So that was interesting. So that meant, of course, that whatever I said happened in this chapter, I had to check with the other books before to make sure that that all pans out all right and that it's not you know, conflicting with the previous stories. So I did look at that. And then Jaden and Christopher, then I had a long dialogue section there with them, speaking with the Great One, who of course is over all of the realms. And so, you know, he had to talk with them about what's going on in their life and the problem and the challenge that's happening right now. So I kind of liked writing that. That's kind of fun because you know, of course the Great One can see everything, he knows everything, but he still asks the questions, and it makes you think, well, your characters would say, well, why are you asking me that, Great One? Because you know everything, so why? That he still asks anyway, so that's the whole fun of it, you know. So, of course, and you want to know the answers, right, or at least what they have to say. So that brings that out. So, I actually got to turn the second page of my outline then today. So I actually got to turn that one and go on to then the third page of the outline, and then I have a fourth page as well. So I'm actually now on the third page of my outline that I have made, and not saying that it'll go exactly what's here. So, you know, again, I'll probably add some things. I already have in the previous one changed my mind and just didn't write certain things in at all, and just left it out because it didn't really flow there like I thought it maybe would. Maybe it'll come up later on, or maybe it will never come up in this story. And that's perfectly fine. The outline is just a rough draft, so you add to it, change it, whatever, as the story goes, where things will fit. Don't make it fit if it doesn't fit, okay, so it'll just stand out and be awkward. So, the next chapter then that I'm getting ready to start writing is chapter 10. That's what I'm getting ready to work on now, is chapter 10, and see how I get with that. And I told you that in the story we were starting in the month of August, and now we are up to October 10th in the storyline. Okay, so now we're around in October 10th. And where I want my stopping point to be is around January 1st. So we'll see how we get through with October and November and December and then January. So sometimes I might have to play with that. I might have to go in and maybe change some of that or something in order to get where I need to go with that timeline, because I do want to end on January 1st. That will be an important date, so I need that. So let's see. I guess that's about all I can tell you right now. I've had the stuff everywhere, the books everywhere. It's just, you know, looking here, looking there, and everything. So chapter 10 is up next. I'm going to be bringing in one of those other new characters in that chapter again. Adding a new type of concept here. In this book, I really haven't had a whole lot in any of the books before. And then go on into the next chapter will be a problem, I think, because the Great One already has given a clue in chapter 9 that the past and the present will cross again, once again, that something that had happened in the past, that will crop up again, and give the main characters, Jade and Christopher, something to think about. So something here is going to happen around in chapter 11 or so that is going to, I don't know, it's going to be a problem for Jaden, because she's going to have to feel that she has to do one thing but wants to do something else. So she's going to be kind of conflicted in what she needs to carry out. And then, of course, Christopher is going to have to be there and try and have her to see reason and balance in things. So it'll be interesting. So I can't wait to get to that scene in order to play that out. So that'll be exciting. Sometimes when I look ahead, there are scenes I just can't wait to get to, and that's one of the ones that's coming up I can't wait to get to, because I want to see how Jaden is going to take this on. Even though I've outlined it here, I don't know what she's going to do yet until I'm actually got my fingers on the keyboard and starting the story and everything. I won't know what she's doing. I won't have a clue what she's going to end up doing. I don't know what Christopher is going to do either. So it will just come out as I type. So I don't even have here, she's going to do this, he's going to do that. I just say, this is what's going to play up next. And as I'm typing, the scene will unfold. So they'll surprise me too. So it's not like I can tell you what they're going to do, because I don't know yet. Okay? So I think that's it for now. Tomorrow's Monday. I have teaching and stuff to do, so teaching starts back in this week. But I'll be still trying to get some writing in during the evenings as much as I can. We'll see how far we get. Okay? So I hope you're following through on these clips all right. Email me and tell me what you think. And I'll be happy to hear from you and try and get back with you if I can. So I guess that's it for now. Have a good evening, a good night. I'm going to try and work on chapter 10 now here. and we'll see where we get. I'll keep you up on what happens, okay? Thanks. Good night.